If you're buying a home in Kansas City, chances are you want more bang for your buck. But here's the thing, the best value in the metro isn't always where everybody's looking. And when I say value, I don't just mean the cheapest price tag. I'm talking about neighborhoods where your money goes further without giving up lifestyle or long-term growth potential. So in this video, I'm breaking down 7 of the best value areas in Kansas City right now, a mix of city neighborhoods and suburbs you might not expect. And stick around until the very end because we'll cover a spot I like to call the Overland Park of Missouri. So here's the thing, home prices in Kansas City have been on the rise over the past several years. And right now, there's this sense that the market might be shifting. I've actually done a few videos on this channel digging into the data, inventory is creeping up, demand starting to soften, and for a lot of people, the question is, where is the best value? Look, I get it. Houses are expensive. In some areas, the market is absolutely insane still. We recently wrote an offer for clients in Overland Park on a place listed at $499,000. It was a beautiful home, well cared for, priced right, and it ended up with 24 offers and sold for $60,000 over asking. That's the reality in certain pockets. Now, what we've been telling clients recently is that it's important to remember this. Value isn't just about the neighborhood. Some of the best deals we're finding right now are homes that need a little bit of love, properties you can build equity in with some updates. But if you're trying to figure out where your dollar goes the furthest in the Kansas City metro without giving up location or quality of life, that's what this video is all about. And real quick, before we dive in, if you're thinking about making the move to Kansas City or just moving around the metro, whether it's 3 months or 3 years from now, head over to movingtokc.net/info. It's the easiest way to connect with my team directly and start figuring out what area makes the most sense for you. All right, let's start with the place I know best because, well, I live here. So first up is Waldo, and yeah, I'll admit, I'm a little biased here because that's where I currently live. But if we're talking value in Kansas City, Waldo deserves to be on this list. We're talking tree-lined streets, blocks full of bungalows and tutors, walkability to great local shops and restaurants, and a tight-knit community. In 2025, the median sales price here is about $290,000, which is still way below what you'd pay just a few minutes north in Brookside or the Plaza. But here's what I love most. Convenience. Waldo is one of the few parts of Kansas City where you can actually live in a 5-minute bubble. Coffee shops, restaurants, grocery stores, gyms, it's all right here. And the other thing is community. On my street, we do block parties, pull out a TV in the driveway to watch Chiefs games, and honestly, I hardly have to leave the neighborhood. In a metro where everything revolves around cars and long commute times, that is a huge perk. And the upside is only getting stronger. The southern anchor of the new streetcar extension is just minutes north of here, and the trolley trail connects right to it, which is going to make Waldo even more connected to the rest of the city and more desirable. That's the kind of long-term play you want to keep an eye on, because if the streetcar extension has the same impact as it's had downtown, values here are going to keep climbing. Yes, the houses are a little smaller than what you'll find in Brookside, but the charm, the walkability, the tree canopies, and that sense of neighborhood community, those things are hard to put a price tag on, and they make Waldo one of the best value plays in the city right now. Next up is Blue Springs, and this is one of those suburbs where the word value really means something. In 2025, the median sales price here is about $320,000, but here's the kicker. Over 250 homes have sold this year for under $300,000. For a suburb with top-rated schools, that's incredible. You're getting into one of the best school districts in Missouri. Niche ranks it at number 7 in the state without paying the premium that you'd see in places like Lee Summit or South Overland Park. But what makes Blue Springs even more appealing is the lifestyle. You've got Blue Springs Lake, Lake Jacomo, and Burr Oak Woods Nature Center all basically in your backyard. If you like the idea of hopping in a kayak after work or taking the kids on a weekend hike, this is one of the few suburbs where that's actually part of daily life. And here's what's interesting. Downtown Blue Springs has never really been the main draw, but that's starting to change. The city just launched a new master plan aimed at redeveloping the core, adding mixed-use projects, adapted reuse housing, pedestrian upgrades, all of it. It's a 10-year plan, and if they pull it off, it's going to completely reframe how people think about this area. So when you put it all together, affordable housing, great schools, easy access to outdoor space, and a forward-looking downtown plan, Blue Springs comes out as one of the best long-term plays in the metro. This next one is for you city dwellers. If you're into the urban feel, then Midtown should definitely be on your radar. This is the part of the city with some of the richest history and character anywhere in Kansas City. Century-old homes with hardwood floors, stained glass, carved woodwork, and front porches built for summer evenings. It's the kind of detail you just don't see in modern construction. And with a median price of around $314,000 in 2025, Midtown still has incredible value. These are homes that in other cities would easily carry a much higher premium just because of their age and craftsmanship. But what really makes Midtown a value play isn't just the architecture, it's the timing. With the new streetcar extension now running from Union Station down to UMKC, neighborhoods like Hyde Park, Volker, Valentine, and Roanoke are suddenly right back on the map. And if what I mentioned earlier about the streetcar in downtown hold true for Midtown, it will mean more residents, more businesses, and a total shift in how people experience the area. We're seeing it happen in real time with new developments filling long vacant spaces alongside incredible century-old homes. That mix of history and momentum is exactly why Midtown stands out as one of the best value buys in Kansas City. Now, if Midtown is all about history and urban energy, Old Overland Park is where you get suburban living with character, but without the massive Johnson County price tag. Now, when I say Old OP, I'm talking about everything north of 95th Street. These are older neighborhoods, ranches, colonials, Cape Cods, homes with real personality compared to the big new builds further south. The median sales price is about $348,000 in 2025, and yeah, that might sound like a lot until you compare it to the rest of Overland Park, where the median is sitting at $493,000. That is quite a price difference for the same city. But why? The two main drivers are schools and square footage, the two S's. North OP feeds into Shawnee Mission, which is a solid district. It ranks number 5 in Kansas according to Niche, but people flock to South OP for Blue Valley, the number 1 rated district in the state according to Niche.com. So that's a trade-off. You get smaller homes in Shawnee Mission schools versus bigger homes in Blue Valley and South OP. But in my opinion, what makes Old OP such a value play isn't either of those things. It's downtown Overland Park. Honestly, it's one of the best downtowns in the metro, and it's only getting better. Right now, they're pouring $34 million into renovating the farmers market and surrounding plaza. When it's done, you'll see indoor vendor spaces, shaded outdoor hangouts, room for concerts, wash parties, public events, basically a full-on community hub. Add in the coffee shops, breweries, and restaurants that are already there, and it's a downtown you actually want to spend time in. So if you're looking for a Johnson County address, want the walkability of a true downtown, and don't need Blue Valley schools, OP gives you a ton of value for the price. Next up, Liberty is one of those suburbs that doesn't always get the spotlight, but if you're talking value, it's absolutely in the conversation. The median sales price here is around $360,000 in 2025. Definitely not the cheapest in the metro, but a lot more approachable than some of the pricier suburbs. Plus, you're getting into the top-rated school district in Clay County, according to Niche.com. For families who want good schools without Johnson County prices, Liberty checks a big box. But it's not just about schools. Liberty is investing in its future. They just approved a major revitalization plan for the historic downtown square that'll bring more housing, mixed-use buildings, new restaurants, and shops. The goal is to keep the small town charm, but layer in modern housing and gathering spaces. And if new construction is your thing, Liberty is one of the best suburbs to buy in. The median sales price for homes 2 years or newer is about $460,000. That's a solid $65,000 less than the metro-wide median for new construction homes. So if you're looking for something brand spanking new, but you don't want to pay South OP or Parkville premiums, Liberty is where you can still find it. All right, let's head back to Johnson County, where Mission and Roland Park kind of go hand in hand. They sit side by side on the north end of Johnson County, and honestly, they've got a very similar vibe. Median sales price here in 2025 is around $345,000, and that's where the value kicks in. You're getting a Johnson County address without the typical Joco price tag. For comparison, hop one city over into Fairway, and you're looking at a median of $635,000. Same style homes, same general location, almost double the price. Now, these areas feel a lot like old OP, older ranches, Cape Cods, and split levels, but the big draw is the location. You're minutes to the plaza, downtown KC, and some major metro highways. Plus, downtown Mission is super cute and has some great local shops and restaurants. It's that perfect middle ground, suburban enough to be quiet and established, but close enough to the city that you're not stuck in your car all the time. I actually have a client buying a new build in Mission right now. It's a spec home from a builder who usually sticks to Prairie Village and Leawood, but he nabbed a few lots here and he's putting them up for $850,000. Now, I know that might sound like a lot, but if that same house were just a couple miles over in PV or Leawood, it would easily be pushing 1.2 million. And that's really the story of Mission and Roland Park. You get a similar vibe, big trees, close proximity to shopping and dining, solid schools, but at a much more approachable price tag. And last on our list, we've got Lee Summit, which I personally like to call the Overland Park of Missouri. Similar vibe, but without the same price tag. Now, the median sales price here in 2025 is about $410,000, which is the highest on our list. But here's what most people don't realize. More than 200 homes sold this year for under $300,000. So yeah, you can find deals here still. Families love it because the schools are top notch, ranked number 4 in the entire state according to Niche. And downtown Lee Summit, it's one of the best downtowns in the metro. You've got breweries, restaurants, coffee shops, boutiques, and they just finished the first phase of a $41 million redevelopment that includes an indoor farmers market, performance space, public art, even plans for a boutique hotel and more restaurants down the road. Downtown Lee Summit is already a fun place to hang out, and it's only getting better. To me, Lee Summit is the definition of long-term value. It's growing fast, it's got great schools, it's family friendly, and it still feels more approachable than most of Johnson County. That's why people are moving here and why I don't think demand is slowing anytime soon. From historic charm in Midtown to family-friendly suburbs like Lee Summit and Blue Springs, the reality is this. You don't have to spend $500,000 to find a great home in a great area. And if you're thinking about buying or selling anywhere in the metro, my team and I would love to help you navigate this shifting market. Just head over to movingtokc.net/info to get connected. And if you want to zoom out and see the bigger picture, check out this video right here. It'll give you even more context on where the city is headed and why so many people are moving here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.